An icy silence is chilling the corridors of Monaco's royal palace, a silence not caused by political scandal or public outrage, but by something far more personal, far more unsettling, and far more human. Princess Charlene of Monaco, long the subject of both admiration and intense scrutiny, has sent what many close royal watchers are interpreting as a firm, deliberate signal, a cold shower, if you will, to Prince Albert and perhaps to the entire principality. This is not a dramatic outburst, not a public scandal splashed across tabloids, but a quiet, composed withdrawal that may echo louder than any words could. The echoes are reverberating throughout Monaco, whispering of a royal decision that could forever alter the fragile facade of unity the Grimaldi royal family has long attempted to uphold. Observers first noticed the subtle shifts months ago. The carefully staged public appearances between Prince Albert and Princess Charlene grew fewer, shorter, and increasingly formal. The warmth that once helped veil the couple's historic marital struggles seemed to flicker out beneath the bright flashes of photographers' cameras. Their smiles looked painted on, their gazes no longer meeting, and Charlene's eyes, always expressive, always searching, began to appear distant, glassy, resolute. She wasn't just withdrawing from the public eye, she was, in some perceptible but wordless way, retreating from the core of the royal partnership itself. And then came the moment that confirmed what many feared. Princess Charlene, long absent from key public events, not only skipped an important family gathering that would normally be unmissable, but reportedly left the country entirely during the occasion. A source close to the palace described her absence as not coincidental, not medical, not logistical, but deeply intentional. The coldness of that absence, especially on such a high-profile family occasion, felt like a definitive line in the sand. Prince Albert, attending alone, looked both physically present and emotionally adrift, a ruler without his queen, a husband without the assurance of his wife's silent support. This was no isolated incident. Over time, Charlene's deliberate physical and emotional distance has taken on a consistency that suggests more than just exhaustion, illness, or travel fatigue. It suggests planning, it suggests resolve, and most critically, it suggests that a quiet, possibly irreversible decision has been made, not screamed from the rooftops or delivered in scandalous interviews, but made all the more devastating by its quiet finality. Royal insiders, always careful with their wording, have begun to murmur phrases like, new phase of independence, unofficial separation, and redefining roles, without ever uttering the word the world is waiting for, divorce. But perhaps Charlene doesn't need to say it. Her silence is her message. And what a powerful message it is. This is a woman who was once a professional athlete, who trained with discipline and endured isolation. She understands endurance, understands silence, and knows how to wait things out, on her own terms. This is not a dramatic royal rebel like Meghan Markle nor a tragic figure like Princess Diana. Charlene is something else entirely. A woman who suffers in silence, who acts with subtlety, and who may be claiming her autonomy with gestures rather than declarations. Of course, the public narrative spun by the prince's press team remains one of unity. They insist that the couple remains committed, that the princess is undergoing health treatments, that her absence is temporary and her support unwavering. But such statements have begun to ring hollow, especially when placed against the backdrop of her increasing physical and emotional disappearance. When Charlene does appear, it is often in solo engagements, without Albert, without the children, and with an unmistakable air of controlled detachment. These moments, brief, calculated, and devoid of public affection, do not reassure the people of Monaco. Instead, they raise more questions, fuel more speculation, and confirm a growing divide that even the tightest palace messaging cannot contain. Monaco, the glittering microstate long known for its glamour, opulence, and postcard-perfect royal family, now finds itself facing an uncomfortable truth. The fairy tale, always fragile, may finally be crumbling, not with fireworks, but with ice. This is not a royal scandal, it's a royal freeze. And the people of Monaco, so used to polished facades, are being forced to look beneath the surface, to confront the emotional fissures forming beneath the throne. Prince Albert, meanwhile, appears trapped between denial and desperation. He continues to attend public functions alone, continuing his duties with a stoic face, but sources claim the strain is showing. Behind closed doors, his inner circle reportedly debates how to navigate the fallout should Charlene's silent retreat become permanent. The possibility of an eventual announcement, a quiet confirmation of a new arrangement, a new chapter, is no longer a matter of if, but of when. Some say Charlene has made peace with her role, but on her terms. That she will not be the princess of fairy tales or traditional expectations. Instead, she will be the princess who reclaimed her silence, her space, her sanity. And in doing so, she may very well become the most quietly revolutionary royal figure of our time. Not through rebellion, but through restraint. Not through spectacle, but through absence. Not with a crown, but with control. As Monaco's gilded mask begins to crack, the world watches with hushed anticipation. Will Charlene return in full force, recommitting to the royal script she's long resisted? Or is this retreat the prelude to a permanent rewriting of the monarchy's story? Is the principality prepared for a future where the sovereign rules alone, without the emotional anchor of his elusive wife? These are questions the palace refuses to address. But the people are already asking them. What do you think Princess Charlene's silence truly means, and how long can the palace keep pretending nothing has changed? As the days stretch into weeks and the silence deepens, Monaco's glittering facade begins to falter under the weight of truth. For years, the image of Charlene and Albert served as a symbol of royal endurance, an idealized marriage at the helm of a state that prides itself on stability and legacy. But now, that carefully curated image is showing its cracks, not through explosive interviews or media leaks, but through Charlene's ghost-like withdrawal and Prince Albert's increasingly solitary presence. Some close observers whisper that this is the culmination of years of quiet suffering. Ever since the grand wedding in 2011, an opulent ceremony marred by rumors of tears and last-minute hesitation, the princess has struggled to mold herself into the role expected of her. From the outside, she was the perfect match, a young, beautiful, accomplished Olympian. But beneath the tiaras and diplomatic receptions, Charlene was reportedly yearning for something more, something that royal life seemed incapable of providing. Those closest to her have noted that she found comfort in humanitarian efforts, in moments of privacy with her children, and in her brief escapes to South Africa, escapes that many believe were less about official duties and more about rediscovering her identity. These journeys, while shrouded in PR-friendly language, were more than state visits. They were acts of emotional survival, and Prince Albert, though often trying to project unity and strength, may be beginning to realize that this isn't just a phase. According to insiders, conversations behind palace walls have shifted in tone, from concern for Charlene's health to concern for the long-term optics of their strained dynamic. If this silent detachment becomes permanent, the prince may face not only the emotional loss of his partner but also the political consequences of leading without the stabilizing presence of a consort by his side. In Monaco, where appearances matter as much as protocol, this situation poses a delicate crisis. The royal family is the face of the principality. Every whisper, every absence, every body language cue is analyzed under a microscope. And Charlene's continued distance is no longer just a personal choice, it's a political statement. One made in silence, one made with chilling clarity. As the world continues to watch this real-life royal drama unfold, the question isn't just what Princess Charlene's next move will be, but whether Prince Albert is finally ready to face the quiet truth his wife has been speaking all along, without uttering a single word. And so, we are left with an image, quiet, haunting, unforgettable, of a woman standing at the edge of a balcony, looking out over a sea she once swam as a champion, cloaked in silence, braced against the cold wind of decision. Her figure is regal but distant, her expression calm but unreadable. And somewhere inside the palace, Prince Albert is left wondering whether this silence is a passing storm or the onset of a long, cold winter that could change everything. What do you think Princess Charlene's silence truly means, and how long can the palace keep pretending nothing has changed? Don't forget to like, share, comment, and subscribe to stay up to date with all the breaking royal developments.